Shabbat Shalom, welcome everyone. So glad to have you here with us in the sanctuary. Bruchim Habaim, special welcome to those watching from at home. I know there are a lot of you. I'm Rabbi Matt Berger, joining the beam once again with our soloist this evening, Michelle McNicholas. Down on the piano, our accompanist, Joy Katzen-Guthrie, will be leading services. This is a very special month in the Jewish calendar. It's the 12th and final month before Rosh Hashanah, which is the new year, celebrating the birthday of the world. And the name of this month is Elul, which is Elul. And it's a month of introspection and reflection and looking inward in preparation for Yamim Noraim, in preparation for the days of awe. If you would take the first letter, each of these letters, E-L-U-L, in Hebrew, each would stand for a word or a phrase. Ani ledodi v'dodi li, which means I am my beloved and my beloved is mine. It's a beautiful phrase from the biblical Song of Songs, and it corresponds quite well to this month and the theme of this month, which is ultimately becoming closer with God and learning more about ourselves. At least 4 of the readings are taken from this prayer book, Mishkan Halev, which is in the Mishkan dwelling place theory. The Lev is the heart. The one that we typically use on Shabbat is Mishkan Tefillah, dwelling place of prayer. When we get to high holidays, that will be the dwelling place for the high holidays, Mishkan HaNefesh. For our opening song, we will turn to page 14, part of the Kabbalat Shabbat, Receiving Shabbat Service. Right at the bottom, you'll find the words to Psalm 97 in Hebrew. Light is sown for the righteous, radiance for the upright. Ladies who are here would like to join us on the bima to help light the twin Shabbat candles. Feel free to come forward at this time. You'll find the blessing for the candles on page 2 as we sing Light These Lights.
Bless them with goodness and mercy. way to you, and let us say Amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav. Hadlik ner, lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Let's all say Yasher Koach, well done. Thank you so much to our quartet of candlelighters. Our first reading from the special Elul Sidur prayer book is called Elul, an Island in the Year. Feel free to join. Before we slip too quickly into the season of the soul, let there be a Sabbath of Sabbaths for the heart. Before the music of creation's majesty, let there be silent praise of existence. Before the feast of sanctified words, let there be a poetry of solitude. Before we enter the palaces of prayer, let us find within ourselves a place of calm. Before we revel in the wondrous and sublime, let there be an honest inward gaze. Before the rites and ceremonies of awe, let there be quieter days, an island of attentiveness. And we'll continue with a prayer for Israel. O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, shield the state of Israel beneath the wings of your love. Shelter it with your canopy of peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Bless the soldiers of the Israel Defense Forces and all who stand guard to protect our people. Keep them from all trouble and injury. Establish peace in the land, fullness of joy for all who dwell there. In the prayer book, we're now going to turn to page 24 for the words of Shalom Aleichem. For the angels, the malachim, messengers in our lives that are said to accompany us, especially on Shabbat. Please join in with the singing.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Melechei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boechem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Se'etchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei
page, our segue to Shema and its blessings, words of praise, the Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitkadav v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Bi'alma divrach yurte v'yamlich malchute. B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael. Bagala uvizman kariv v'yimeru amen. Yeheshmei Rabba mivarach le'olam u'almei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shemei dekudesh abrichu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbichata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'yimeru amen.
Before we continue with the Baruch Hu, we have a special treat this evening. I've been working with two conversion students who both recently were converted as of a couple weeks ago, and I always offer the opportunity for Jews by choice to come up and hold the Torah during the Shema, and then later on in the service to share a few words about their personal journey to Judaism, which is always very meaningful. So it's my pleasure at this time to call forward Robin DeAdio, who's going to be holding the Torah scroll once we get to the Shema. And at this time, you can come right up now, though. Feel free. And we'll turn now to page 28, and here you'll find the words of the call to prayer. Let's rise.
Baruch Hu et Adonai hamivorach. Baruch Hu et Adonai hamivorach. Baruch Adonai havorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai havorach le'olam va'ed. Yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai.
You'll find the words for Ma'ariv, Aravim right on the screen, another one of these special readings for the month of Elul. Join me. Holy is twilight, the realm of in-between. And so our sages taught, pray in the moments when light and darkness touch. We are all twilight people beyond categories and labels. May the sacred in-between of this evening suspend our certainties, soften our judgments, widen our vision. Let it illumine our way to the God who transcends all boundaries and definitions. Blessed are you, God of all, who brings on the twilight. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. And you'll find the words to Ahavat Olam on page 31. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Oh, excuse me. You need to go to the next page, on page 33. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol, all these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. Before the Shema, we'll sing, Open Up Our Eyes.
Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one, and we will know that you are one.
I'm going to open the ark with Robin as we take the Torah.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vahed.
Feel free to be seated. Let's say Yasher Koach. Well done.
Shakoach.
We'll continue with words from Deuteronomy, immediately following the Shema on page 36. You shall love Adonai your God, v'ahavta. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, v'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha, uv'chol meodecha, v'hayu הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך
וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
You'll find the words Simi Chamocha on page 40 and the reading that precedes it right on the screen. Feel free to join me. May we all walk through the wilderness to your realm of peace where all men and women are one, and sing your blessed name. We'll be singing Debbie Friedman's upbeat Mi Chamocha.
Elim Adonai, mi kamocha neda b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefelet, nora tehilot osefelet. Malechutecha ra'u banecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze Elianu ve'amru, ze Elianu ve'amru. Adonai imlo le'olam va'ed, Adonai imlo le'olam. Kamocha neda b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefelet, nora tehilot osefelet.
Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming the people Israel. On page 42 are words of shelter. Grant, O God, that we may lie down in peace.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. Ve'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen.
Let's rise now for the words of the tefillah. We ask God to open our lips in praise. You'll find the prayers beginning on 46.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'koneh HaKol, V'zocher Chasei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo B'Yahava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol, Atah Rav Lehoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Micha Mocha Baal Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit, Umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'nemanata lehachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ukdoshim b'chol yom yehalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el HaKadosh.
Free to be seated at this time. We'll continue with blessings 4 through 7. First, for the holiness of Shabbat, the day set apart for rest, on 55. Kedushat Hayom. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Words of prayer of the heart, Avodah Shebalev, on the following page. Blessed are you, Adonai, whose presence returns to Zion. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamachazit Shechinato Litzion. And our words of gratitude, Hoda'ah, found on 59. Baruch atah Adonai, Hatov Shimcha, Wocha Na'eh Lechodot. And finally, Birkat Shalom. Grant abundant peace to Israel, your people, forever, for you are the sovereign God of all peace. May it be pleasing to you to bless your people Israel in every season and moment with your peace. Blessed are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Amvarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. So I'm going to get the shofar, because this is the time of year where from the first day of the Hebrew month of Elul, really all the way through to Yom Kippur, it's about 50 days each day, we're supposed to read a very special psalm, Psalm 27, which we'll be able to read on the next slide. And as a spiritual wake-up, hear the shofar, and then we're going to sing Achat Sha'alti with all of you, and you'll also find those words there. So let's first, before we hear the Tekiah, just the one shofar note, we can read, this is just a portion of Psalm 27. God is the stronghold of my life, of whom should I be afraid? Just one thing I have asked of God, only this do I seek, to dwell in God's house all the days of my life, to behold divine sweetness and beauty, and to gaze in delight at God's temple.
Tekiah.
Always fun blowing the shofar, because usually I don't do it for about 11 months, maybe like, once or twice or something like that, just to wet the chops, so to speak. Now we're going to sing Achat Sha'alti. Just one thing I've asked of God, only this do I seek. So that's the Hebrew text, and then at the end of the song there's a little of the English translation.
Achat sha'alti me'ed Adonai. Achat sha'alti otav akesh. Achat sha'alti me'ed Adonai. Achat sha'alti otav akesh. Shivti, shivti, b'vei Adonai. Shivti, shivti, Elohim mechayai. Shivti, shivti. Shivti, Elohim mechayai. Chazor b'no Adonai. Uvaker b'hechalo. L'chazor b'no Adonai. To gaze upon the beauty of Adonai. One thing
I ask of you,
Adonai, to be with you all of my life. Achat sha'alti me'ed Adonai. Achat sha'alti otav akesh.
Those words set to music by Chava Morel. It's a beautiful melody. Please excuse me for not introducing our representative from Temple Leadership, our great treasurer, Ellen Walsh. She uses an abacus every single day, because I remember seeing you earlier, and she's like, this, counting everything. No, I'm just kidding. There's more improved tech from the abacus. So, once again, pleasure to call forward Robin to audio. She will be sharing a few words about her journey, and then we're going to be celebrating with her by singing Siman Tov and Mazel Tov after she shares these important words with us. So glad to have you here on the Bima, and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to you all, and thank you for having me. Okay. In late July 2020, I sent the following message to my partner. Quote, "I don't know, the idea of converting is a scary, distant thought, but I should maybe invest more time into it, research," end quote. I didn't know 6 years later I would stand before the debate dean about 4 days off from the date I sent that message. I grew up evangelical, but I turned my back on the church after college. I felt pretty comfortable believing in God, but not Jesus, but something still always felt missing. As a hobby, I started researching the lives of writers who inspired me. Jack Kirby, Tony Kushner, Naomi Novik. That's how I really started to learn about Judaism, and the more I learned, the more fascinated I got. As time ticked by and my interests and priorities changed, I realized I was researching more for myself. In 2022, during the year I lived in North Carolina, I had tentatively approached a rabbi. At her suggestion, I began listening to Shabbat services online to kind of get a sampling of different denominations and congregations. The first one happened to be about Noah, and I don't remember the exact phraseology, but I remember the rabbi saying, "We've debated plenty about whether or not God was wrong to flood the world. Let's talk about the dove," which completely blew my mind. At this point in time, I knew that Jewish tradition interrogated holy texts more vigorously than Christian tradition, but to hear it laid out like that really showed the cultural contrast in action. The Jewish community is a tapestry where we're not only encouraged to think for ourselves, we're expected to turn those thoughts into action. And even if the colors of the tapestry clash in places, we still weave together to support each other because that's what the Jewish community does. And that's what cemented my desire to convert, and I haven't looked back since. It's felt like coming home, and thank you again for welcoming me.
Thank you. So stay up here while we sing our words of congratulations, good sign, and good luck. Siman Tov and Mazel Tov.
Siman Tov and
Mazel Tov and Mazel Tov and
Siman Tov, Siman Tov and
Mazel Tov and Mazel Tov and
Siman Tov, Siman Tov and
Mazel Tov and Mazel Tov and Siman Tov. Yehelanu, 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 Ulekol Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulekol Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulekol Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulekol Yisrael. And before you go, I just want to say how proud I am of you. We've been working together for a number of years now, and Robin is so great. She does so many good deeds, helps around the temple, see things that, need her loving hands, and she goes right to it. Truly, you are a mensch. You are a good egg and a good person, and it's been a blessing working with you.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. Welcome to the tribe. Yeah. We will continue now with our prayer for healing. Mi Shebeirach. You'll find the words on page 253 as we call to mind and to heart members of our community and beyond who are in need of strength and courage at this time. Daniel Alcorn, George Barnett, Laura Barnett, Joanne Beeman-Fiddleman, Ted Calderon, Tyler Chang, Corey De Vicente, Renee Diamond, Heather Felser, Harry Fleisch, David Freelander, Susan Gadd, Alicia Gonzalez, Aubrey Guy, Jeff Hirsch, Joyce Holbrook, Kathy Howard, Stephen Josias, Brian Kagan, Gary Kofsky, Sarah Kofsky, Eliana Lieberman, Phil Lewis, Jerry Longerich, Publio Morera, Mario Pluchak, Barbara Randall, Adrian Rondon, Michael Rosenthal, Stephanie Ross, Ann Rubin, Jeff Stark, Grace Tribbiano, Greg Tribbiano, and Ginger Valanote. And if there are any other names to add, feel free.
Avotenu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mikor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Deborah, an Ivy League freshman, returns home to South Florida for Thanksgiving with some of her friends. She couldn't wait to show off her newfound knowledge with her bubby, her grandma. At dinner one evening, the co-eds discussed Darwin's theory of evolution and its critical evaluation with great intensity. Finally, Bubby spoke up. Oy vey, for this, my son and daughter-in-law pay a fortune for you to learn up north. Feh, it's Narishkeit, that's Yiddish for nonsense. No, Graham, Deborah persisted. It's actually quite complicated, a theory. Complicated, schmomplicated, Bubby said. Please, even 60 years ago in Russia, we knew the answer. 1, 2, 3. If a baby looks like his parents, that's heredity. But if he looks like someone else entirely, that's environment. This example of cultural wit captures the universal dynamic of a college freshman returning home from college or university to impress their family with their high-level academic knowledge. As we've seen, Deborah's bubby or grandma wasn't really impressed. At the same time, it also pokes fun at the huge financial investment families make for college versus the practical, down-to-earth wisdom they get in return. College next week, closer to home, I could soon be one of these parents listening to the latest academic theory in this or that subject. Or I'll always keep an open mind and listen. For as we learn in the Torah, Vishinantam Livanecha, there's great importance in our tradition to teach the next generation. But the measure of any college degree is how well the theory translates into real-world knowledge and skill. Earlier this week, I learned about a very alarming trend that's taking place on American campuses from coast to coast. It's a clarion call, much like the sound of the shofar you heard earlier. It's meant to wake us up. And it has many in the Jewish community standing up and taking notice. And it all begins with a number, really a percentage, 51.9%. So this is the percentage of faculty across 1,136 Jewish studies, Hebrew studies, and Holocaust studies programs at the university level that include a documented, quote, anti-Israel signal. So this study, which was organized by the Ross Taurasian Foundation, consists of an audit of 9 petition campaigns, anti-Israel in nature, an audit of organizational memberships of faculty and professors, and public statements that they make and made between 2021 and 2026. So it's a 5-year longitudinal audit. So, what exactly is an anti-Israel signal? It includes one of the following 5 actions, which I'll ask our tech team to display on the screen, and I'll explain each one. First, endorsing the BDS, which is the Boycott, Divestment, Sanctions movement, which is used to financially and legally penalize Israel. Examples include refusing to purchase Israeli products or support cultural, academic, or sporting institutions that are connected to Israel. Second, by describing Zionism as, quote, settler colonialism, which fails to acknowledge that Jews themselves possess a continuous 3,500-year religious by accusing Israel of genocide, even though military actions taken by the IDF, the Israel Defense Forces, target Hamas and other terrorist groups rather than the Palestinian people. 4, using phrases like Jewish supremacy to describe the ideology of the Jewish state of Israel, despite the reality that Israel maintains a parliamentary democracy where Arab citizens hold the right to vote. They can serve in parliament or Knesset. They can also work as judges, doctors, educators, and many other professions. And finally, by membership in one or the other following organizations: Faculty for Justice in Palestine or Jewish Voice for Peace, both of which are explicitly anti-Zionist. So these professors just had to have one of these signals, not all 5. It's worthy to note that this study, which is the largest of its kind that I'm aware of, specifically excluded statements such as supporting a 2-state solution, regarding civilian casualties in military action. So all of these were not considered anti-Israel signals. In other words, the bar for an anti-Israel signal was set deliberately high. As we know, for many, many decades, philanthropic Jews have made generous contributions to create, to endow, and to support Jewish, Hebrew, and Holocaust studies departments on campuses throughout America, from small monetary increments to multi-million-dollar donations that come with naming rights. Now we have data that a clear statistical majority of these faculty members are openly and publicly opposed to Israel. This is a pretty distressing situation. And what's more, when a professor or faculty groups endorse anti-Israel or anti-Zionist rhetoric, it can legitimize similar behavior among college and university students. October 7th, such as Columbia, University of Pennsylvania, Harvard, UCLA, UC Berkeley, among many others. Now, organizations such as the ADL, Anti-Defamation League, and Alums for Campus Fairness, we had a speaker who is the South Regional Director here about a year or so ago who spoke on this. They keep very close tabs on anti-Israel sentiments throughout, using student surveys, following faculty activity online or in print, and by monitoring activist groups. For many years, this has led to a challenging situation for Jewish students at American colleges and universities. It's a far cry from when I went to college at Emory in the mid-90s, which I would call easy compared to what students in college are dealing with today. Now, this isn't breaking news. A few years ago, we brought in a Middle East historian, Dr. Asaf Romarovsky, who spoke about the growing trend, this is now 4 years ago, of anti-Israel faculty on campus. What's new is we now have this longitudinal study that indicates that this bias is widespread and significant against Israel. And these are professors solely in Jewish, Hebrew, and Holocaust studies departments, 51.9% of them. Historically, these types of identity politics and the creation of departments in colleges became a focus in the mid to late 1960s. Many of these departments have become world-renowned. An Ivy League example is Harvard University's Jewish Studies program, which way back in the 70s and 80s was actually nicknamed, quote, the Yeshiva on Charles River, or as they would say, Charles River, for some time. That being said, I'm not sure how many people would use the same language when describing the Jewish Studies departments in Harvard today, keeping in mind that the US government specifically called out the anti-Semitism in this university for failing to protect Jewish students from anti-Semitism. Now, college and universities are faced with an equal challenging scenario. It's extremely difficult to remove tenured faculty simply for public anti-Israel statements teaching in these departments throughout the country at the college and university level, but now statistically and sadly, they are a minority. So now more than ever, it's up to students as well as their parents to do their homework and to determine which institutions of higher education are truly pro-Israel along with their faculty. And it's up to donors, Jewish and otherwise, to decide whether to give hundreds, thousands, or millions of dollars towards Jewish scholarship at universities. Only time will tell how this plays out. It's not hyperbole to suggest that the Jewish future at American colleges and universities is at stake. when once bastions of pro-Israel sentiment in Jewish, Hebrew, and Holocaust studies programs begin to turn en masse against Israel, the times, as Bob Dylan would say, they are of anti-Israel sentiment begins to ebb in Jewish studies departments on campus. Way back in 1972, the UNCF, with the help of a New York ad agency, developed an award-winning catchphrase regarding college education. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. I'll ask our tech team. Hey, it's right up there. So this slogan was used to raise, and it was very successful in raising money for historically black colleges and universities, as well as minority education from coast to coast. This slogan was true back in '72, just as it's true today. We need professors and faculty in Jewish studies departments who will present an even-handed approach regarding Israel and the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, so that the next generation of students, our kids and our grandkids, will be able to come to their own conclusions regarding these issues. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to continue now with the Aleinu. Any gentlemen or anyone else who'd like to come up and help open the Ark, you can feel free to do so at this time, and we'll continue on page 272. Michelle's dad's coming up, yes. You'll find the words of Aleinu, the adoration. Let's rise together for this prayer.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Feel free to be seated. Let's say Yasher Koach. Many thanks to our great duo. Let's turn now to the words of Mourner's Kaddish, words of praise on 294, Kaddish Tome. So we think of families in the period of Shloshim, first 30 days, mourning a loved one. So we fondly recall Edith Wassoff, sister of Marty Wassoff, and Tara Inskeep, friend of Josh Silber. We mark the yahrzeit anniversary of passing of loved ones. On this Shabbat, we remember Shirley Abelson, Irving Barron, Loretta Foster, Paul Goldstein, Jess Wheeler, Esther Howard, Harry Kleinberg, Evelyn Konigsberg, Mark Marco, Max Marco, Evelyn Opria, Samuel Plotnick, Oscar Ross, Harry Sabgier, Fanny Schneider, Edith Seligman, Julia Shapiro, Marty Silverman, Gail Simon, Sender Washman, Gertrude Weatherhorn, Dora Zaniel, and Samuel Zieg. Are there any other names to add for Yard Site? Yes? Thank you. We say, Zichronam Livracha, may the memories of all of these good people continue to be a blessing in their loved ones' lives as we rise to offer the words of Kaddish praise. Yikadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'yamad yivrach cherutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv v'imru.
Amen.
Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam u'amei al-maya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yithalev v'yithalal, shemei d'kudusha b'richu, v'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, v'amiran v'yomah v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru.
Amen.
O say shalom b'mramav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. May the one who causes peace in the heavens cause peace to descend on us, Israel, and throughout the world, as we say, Amen.
V'miru, 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 amen. V'miru, 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 amen.
Feel free to be seated. We'll continue now with the Shabbat Kiddush, blessing over the fruit of the vine that you'll find on page 5.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ava uvratzon, kinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh Bereshit, ki hu yom tehila lemidraye kodesh, zecher l'tzion mitzrayim, kivanu v'charta v'yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha v'yava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Amen.
L'chaim to life. All right, any kids, teens, those who call themselves young adults, feel free to come forward to help us with the motzi. Okay, take your pick. Well, so I said, who consider themselves. Or if Avi invites you. I know, that's why I get it. It's a very wide swath.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz, we give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
say Yasher Koach to our quartet. Well done, helping us lead the Motzi. It's my pleasure to call upon Ellen Walsh. She'll be sharing some upcoming announcements.
Shabbat Shalom to everyone. And many thanks to Rabbi Matt, to Michelle, and to Joy for leading a wonderful service, along with our greeters, Gary and Joan, and our tech team, Frank and Melissa. Rabbi Matt's Introduction to Judaism Zoom class on the Shabbat service will take place on Monday, August 17th at 5:30. His Nosh and Knowledge series on Musar, character development, will be on Monday, August 24th at 5:30 in person or on Zoom. Our next book club breakfast and discussion will take place Sunday, August 30th at 10:30 a.m. Martin Bodek, author of Zadie's War, will join us via Zoom. Let Brotherhood send your New Year's greetings. Everyone who donates will have their name written on this year's cards. And Sisterhood's Honey fundraiser is underway. Just $18 for a jar that includes a personalized note. It's a wonderful way to send a small gift to your friends to commemorate the new year. Please bring in canned goods and dry goods for Gulf Coast Jewish Family Services Fall Food Pantry Drive. And our reverse Talish cleanup will take place at Weaver Park on Sunday, August 30th. After services, please join us for the Oneg refreshments in the social hall. And congratulations once again to Robin for joining us. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much, Ellen. We are going to sing, as we did to close last week, a traditional version of Ein Kelohenu, None Like Our God, on page 322. Now we're going to sing Ein Kelohenu, traditional, to a more modern Beatles, Let It Be.
Eloheinu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemalkeinu, Ein Kemoshienu. Mi Eloheinu, Mi Kadonenu, Mi Kemalkeinu, Mi Kemoshienu. Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adoneinu, Nodel Emalkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adoneinu, Nodel Emalkeinu, Nodel Moshienu. Baruch Elohim. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adoneinu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu, Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adoneinu, Nodel Emalkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adoneinu, Nodel Emalkeinu, Nodel Moshienu. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. So glad you're here with us.